Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Amy, if you're new. And if you're not, thanks again for joining me. So today we are going to be doing the clean look, but all drugstore version. Since you guys liked it so much, I decided to pull out all of my favorites from the drugstore, some affordable products, because you can absolutely get this look. It's so simple with products from the drugstore. The clean look, not to be confused with all clean products. If you want to see something like that from me, let me know, because I also have a ton of clean beauty products. But clean look is basically a very dewy, fresh face, natural kind of skin, a really beautiful flush of color on the cheeks, like a rosy, I think it's like a bee stung kind of pout, like where it looks like your natural lip color. Everything is basically you, just enhanced, and a nice little wispy brow. Let's just go ahead and start with skincare. So in my other clean makeup look where I was using kind of a mix, like more high end, I would say, of products, I did use this product, which is really affordable. It's not at the drugstore. You can get it at Sephora, but I think it's like under $10, I want to say. It's by the Inkey List. I would still recommend this, but since we are, because we are sticking to drugstore, I'm going to be using this one. This is by Neutrogena. It's called Skin Perfecting. It's a 7% AHA PHA blend, and it has hyaluronic acid. So it's an exfoliant, same thing as this. And I'm just gonna squeeze that onto a little cotton pad so we can exfoliate this face, baby. When it comes to skin prep, I definitely like to build up kind of levels of hydration. So I really love this serum. It's by Aveeno. It's the Calm and Restore Triple Oat Serum. I feel like it's really hydrating. I feel like it kind of helps build my barrier. I'm almost out. You can see how much I like it. I think I have a backup. I was using this pretty religiously when my skin was really sensitive. I'm just gonna go in and add that. I feel like you just really want to have a nice hydrated base. That way the makeup doesn't look cakey or flaky. The skin just looks like nice and juicy. Anytime I start to talk, there's like my neighbor's dog that just goes off. So if you hear a dog, say hi to, forget her name. From Aveeno, I'm going to be using the Calm and Restore Oat Gel Moisturizer. I really like this one as well. Just like a burst of hydration. I like to warm it up on my hands, especially now that it's actually cold. It's so hard to get out of bed. There's like this meme that I always think of. It's like Homer Simpson. And he's like, but I'm just like a nice cozy cinnamon roll. That's literally me every morning. It's so hard for me to get out of bed. Now I'm gonna move on to primer. I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. Putty Primer. And this is the acne fighting one. Looks like this. I don't know what happened to my other one. That's just like the smoothing one, but the only difference is this one's green, so it's just gonna mask any redness if you have it. And then it also, I believe, has salicylic in it. It's gonna help treat any bacteria or pimples. So I'm just gonna smooth that where I have the most texture. And I do get redness on my cheeks, as you can see. So it's just gonna help color correct that. This little skincare routine is actually really good. You know how I use like the oat? If you have sensitive skin, like you get like a lot of redness. This all helps to kind of calm that down. And because I do love a really glowy base, I'm gonna be using the L'Oreal Lumi Glotion. I love this thing. It reminds me, I think it's like a known thing that it's a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. It's gonna put a little bit of that and just kind of concentrate it up here. I know it's a lot of skin prep, but even if I just were to do this with no makeup, I really love how it makes my skin look. It's like one of my favorite drugstore products. So the skin is prepped. It's feeling so smooth and like just so juicy, honestly. I'm gonna be using the NYX The Brow Glue to really lay these eyebrows into place and get that laminated look that the clean look is known for. Really get this glue up in these brows. Wow, look at that. And then lay them. So you can just like back brush it. That way you get the gel on like every hair. I haven't found like tinted moisturizer, honestly, that I'm obsessed with at the drugstore. I haven't tried a ton, to be fair, but it's just hard for me to find a good tone. So if you guys are around my skin tone and you haven't found one, let me know. Or if you just have a formulation that you like, maybe I can try to find a shade that works for me. But I'm going to be using the Oof, I'm salivating like crazy. I'm gonna be using the Maybelline Fit Me. Everything will be in the description box, so if you're like, wait, what was that? Just check the description box. I always list and I always link. This one I just really like the way it fits my shade. So I'll just do a really light layer just so it has like an even coverage, but it still feels really natural and skin-like. So that's kind of what I do since I don't have like a tinted moisturizer or anything that I'm really loving at the moment. And this is like the dewy formula, so of course I love a dewier look. I really love this brush, by the way. This is from NYX. It's the number 37. It's so good. It's so dense and it just blends everything out so nicely. Just to sculpt my face a little bit, I'm going to be using this Putty bronzer by e.l.f. And I just go, honestly, like right at my, you can see the line there, and I'll just like blend it upwards. Why is it so blurry? And then I'm also gonna take it up here. Okay, so for blush, I'm gonna be using these babies. These are by Pixi. I've been really loving them. There's also a pink shade, so it just depends on what you feel like looks best on you. I really like this one because it really punches up my cheek, but I'm gonna start with this. So I'm just gonna swipe that. They're so pretty. I feel like they don't last super long is my only thing. I feel like just blush is always the first to go, honestly, on your makeup, and I'm just stippling it out. So that's like a peachy tone. This shade, which is Ruby, so pretty. I really love this hydrating camo concealer, another favorite from the drugstore. And I'm just gonna, literally, I just wanna wake up this part of my face. And let that get a little bit tacky, and I'm gonna move on to my powder products. So this is the Milani bronzer. It's so good. It's so freaking good. I love this. So many products that I like from Milani, honestly. And I'm just gonna go over the same parts that I put the bronzer. Going back into my bronzer, I'm gonna use that as eyeshadow. Put it all over the lid and kind of pull up. Same techniques as my other video, pretty much. We're gonna use these little drops. These are Mood Lighting Glow Drops, and they're from Versed. Just gonna put some on the back of my hand. I always feel like I have more control when I do that rather than putting it right on my face. But this is gonna give that look of like that Giorgio Armani one, where it gives you that light from within. It's not a dupe necessarily, but I feel like it gives the same vibe, you know? This one's definitely more runny, a lot lighter. This looks really, really pretty too, like no makeup. Yeah, we definitely need to intensify the glow, in my opinion. So I'm just gonna use this palette. It has two different shades, a champagne, and then this is more of like a peachy iridescent. I'll go in first with the champagne. And I always use my fingers. I feel like it just helps to manipulate the product to be more natural. And then I'll take my finger and we'll go down the bridge of the nose. So this one kind of gives me Peachgasm vibes from Charlotte Tilbury, but in a powder form. I'm gonna come back and just add a little bit more of this Ruby blush just to make sure it shows up, because I love this shade. And I'm just taking this e.l.f. brush. This is another really good one. Like almost all my favorite brushes are from e.l.f. And I really love this one in particular from NYX. I mean, Real Techniques is also really good. Okay, now let's go on to mascara. I'm gonna be using this one. I recently went to Ulta and I was like, I haven't tried Telescopic in so long. And I just remember really, really loving it. Like years ago, before I started my YouTube channel, it was like the one that I would continuously rebuy and rebuy and rebuy. Let's go ahead and refresh our memories. The only thing with like fresh mascaras, I feel like they're so wet. It always takes a while for me to like start. Like, I mean, I know I like this one and I'm like, can you do your thing? Yeah, I still like it. I still like it. I'm gonna clean up the little dust she left. And this is just the same brush that I used for the bronzer. Oops, kind of gave me some color there. Just add it to the side so we're even. With the same highlighter, I'm gonna take the champagne shade and just pop my inner corner. Let's go on to the lips. We can go one of two ways. I really like this chapstick. It's just the Total Hydration one, and this is in the shade Hello Bordeaux. And I just hit my lips like this, kind of like punching it, I guess, a little bit. So, a really beautiful shade. To me, it looks like the Bee Stung lips that I love. It does it for me. It really does. And on top of it, it's actually really, really hydrating. And we can just slap on a lip plumper. I'm using this one by Jason Wu. You can get this at Target. And I love this lip plumper. It's really, really good. It's like one of my favorite products from the Jason Wu makeup collection. It's so good. And it's chapstick. Like, I love that one. You don't even have to put the lip plumper on. I just like it to add a little extra-ness, but it's so pretty. To show you another combo that's like pretty much gonna give you the same vibe, but maybe it'll last a little bit longer because the chapstick, you know? Okay, so this one is called Happy and it's by Essence. And these cheaper ones are so good to turn into a stain. I don't know, I feel like because they're so dry sometimes, real natural. And I think this one was like $1.99, I'm not even kidding. And I love the Milani lip plumpers. I don't think this one's a lip plumper actually. I think this is just a gloss, but it's so pretty. It's kind of gross right now. It's like supposed to be clear, okay? But I just use it a lot. And you can just add it, sorry I burped. And there you have the clean look. This is another one that is absolutely beautiful. It's called Ride or Die. I know, I'm really giving so many options here. I just like, it's because it's so cold. Look at, it's so cold. I need to like warm this baby up. You don't even need to layer anything. This is like a lip balm and it gives you a little bit of a shine. Look how pretty that is. That's all you need. And it smells like, smells like cookies, like a sugar cookie. So many options for your lips. As you can tell, I really love to play in the lip department. I had a few options. I'm sorry. I had to give it to you. You know what? Let me know in the comments actually which drugstore item is like your ride or die. Speaking of ride or die, I just love this look. It's so classique. Naturally enhances your face. Like, I'm ready to go. I don't know where, but we can go anywhere in this look. I hope you guys had a good time. I hope you're having a good day. I love you so much. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.